looking at some of the other warehouse and inventory management pieces within SalesPad Cloud, and one of the biggest parts that we have for that is our ability to do a data collection type environment. And so we have a device like this. So this is an iPod Touch that is sitting in a Honeywell Captuvo sled. So this is their SL22 Captuvo sled. It has a barcode scanning feature on it. This allows us to use or label or scan those barcode labels that may be on our product, on our shelves for multi-bin, on any of our paperwork for receiving or picking. So there's a number of different functions that we can do with the handheld device, most of them around inventory movement. So we have adjustment in, adjustment out. So again, those will just build inventory transactions, inventory adjustment in, inventory adjustment outs. Our bin transfers, so again, if I'm running multi-bin within my location, then I can move inventory from bin to bin within my location and track that from the handheld device. Again, the idea would be that I'm scanning both my inventory items, so some product label, barcoded product label on the product itself, and then a barcoded bin tag on the shelf so that I can move it from location or from bin to bin. Along with that, we have the ability to accept a transfer. So we can build a site transfer from within SalesPad Cloud. We could take that and send that to our second site. And then we can use the handheld to actually accept that transfer into the second site. So we can scan that product in off of that transfer and then post that transaction. So that would then increase the quantity in my location that I've transferred that inventory to. We have our physical inventory and our inventory lookup. So we can do physical inventory allows me to build an initial inventory in transaction. So if I am creating or starting with a new location, a new warehouse, new retail store, I can actually start out with my inventory in the store, use the handheld to inventory or count that inventory and build that initial inventory in transaction. So along with that, we have the stock count functionality, which after I have my inventory in the system, I can then take and do stock counts if I have stock counts set up within SalesPad Cloud. So I would build my stock count in Cloud, start my count in Cloud, and then I would use the handheld to actually do the physical count. So again, scanning my product, counting that product on the handheld. Once that is done, I can then stop or commit that count back to SalesPad Cloud. At that point, we would then build your inventory variance based off of your system count, and then you're looking at your physical count, and allow you to then modify if needed, and then post that variance, which would then affect your system inventory. So then we have our inventory lookup. That's one of the ones that is very useful for inventory or for your users in your warehouse if they're trying to find where inventory is in your warehouse. So this is looking at my cigar store, and so I can see these items. I have a value for these items. This is showing my inventory value. And so any one of these I can pick, drill into. It'll take me to that item card, and I would see more information about this item. And then I can drill into my warehouses and see where I have that inventory. So it's in my Lowell warehouse. And again, if I had multi-bin turned on, it would then show my whatever bins this inventory existed in. So again, I have existing receipts and existing adjustments if I had any inventory adjustments for that item. But I have the menu across the bottom that I can drill and jump through specific to this individual item. And again, I could scan. If I needed to scan a specific item and look that up, I could scan that item and it would then take me to that item's card. So if I had a box, I needed to know where I needed to put it away. So again, let's say that we've received inventory into our dock. I like to keep all of my inventory relatively close to each other in my warehouse. I could then take and use the handheld and execute a bin transfer, but maybe I don't know where that inventory is at in my warehouse. So I could take the product, I could scan that item or the product or the item barcode for that product, go to my lookup, and it would actually show me where that product was within my warehouse, and then I could do my bin transfer. So again, it's very useful. And again, I can see my quantities across the right-hand side as I scroll up and down through this screen. So back to the menu. We also have a receiving functionality. So I can take a purchase order that I have in the system, and I can, once that product comes into it is actually in my in my warehouse, I could use the handheld to then build that receipt off of that purchase order. as well as I could take it to, if I am, let's say that I have standard shipments that come from a vendor, I don't have POs for that every time. I could use this to just build that actual receipt and not have to have the PO available as well. And then the biggest one that we see, or the biggest spot that, or another large spot that we see this used quite often, is on the picking side. So we can set up SalesPad Cloud to respect a manual fulfillment process, and then we can use the handheld to actually execute that manual fulfillment. So I can scan a sales transaction, or I can go look for a specific transaction that's in the system. I can pull that transaction up, and then I can take that transaction and actually fulfill the line. So in this case, I can see that I have the Arturo Fuente 858. I have 2 of those picked. I can pick those either manually or I can scan those. I cannot overpick those. So I've now picked 2 of my 2. I can finish it, and now that document has been considered to be completely picked, and it will forward that document on through my workflow. So again, this does make use of your workflow. It allows you to manipulate the workflow based off of an action so once I fully pick the document, it will then forward that action, or use that action and forward my document through the workflow for me. So that is the handheld, the data collection piece of SalesPad Cloud. This is available as part of your SalesPad Cloud subscription. So then you don't have to buy additional licenses for this. So then that means that you would need to only be responsible for the hardware, and that is something that SalesPad can help you find sources or vendors for that hardware. We have a number that we work through that can help on the costing side of it.